Welcome. Today, we're diving into a topic that's absolutely crucial for any team trying to build something amazing together: Scrum artifacts. These are the tools that make all the work on a project feel real, tangible, and keeps absolutely everyone on the same page. You know that feeling, right? You're on a project, the goals seem kind of vague, priorities are changing by the hour, and it feels like nobody has a clear picture of what's actually happening. It's like being lost in a forest without a map. Well, that exact chaos is the problem Scrum was built to solve. So, how does Scrum do it? It gives us three simple but really powerful tools we call artifacts. And their entire purpose, their one job, is to create transparency. We're talking about making the work so visible that the team, the stakeholders, everyone is looking at the exact same reality. And here's the really cool part. There are only three of them. That's it. Just three official artifacts to get your head around. That simplicity is a huge part of what makes the whole framework so powerful. So let's break them down. The whole idea here is that these artifacts represent the actual work or the value being created. They're the lists, the plans, and the results that we can all look at, inspect, and use to make sure we're all aligned and heading in the right direction. So let's start with the first one, the product backlog. This is the big picture. You can think of it as the project's single source of truth. It's the master plan, the ultimate to-do list that has every single thing we currently know is needed for the final product. Now, a really important word here is emergent. The product backlog is a living document. It's never set in stone because we're always learning new things as we go. It's owned and managed by one person, the product owner, whose job is to keep this list ordered to best achieve the project's goals. So, what do these backlog items actually look like? Well, a lot of the time, they're written as user stories, just like this one. And this format is just brilliant because it shifts the focus away from dry technical requirements and puts it squarely on the user's needs. It constantly reminds the team why they're building something, which is always the most important question. To help write really effective stories, a lot of teams use the INVEST model as a kind of quality filter. Is the story independent, negotiable, valuable? Can we estimate it? Is it small enough? And is it testable? It's just a simple acronym to make sure an item is genuinely ready for the team to start working on. Okay. So the product backlog can get massive. We're talking hundreds of ideas. So how on earth does a team decide what to focus on for just the next couple of weeks? You can't do it all at once. And that question leads us right to our second artifact. Which brings us to the sprint backlog. If the product backlog is the roadmap for the entire journey, the sprint backlog is the turn-by-turn navigation for right now. It's created by the developers, for the developers, and it outlines exactly what they plan to get done in the upcoming sprint. A sprint backlog really breaks down into three parts. You've got the why, that's the sprint goal, the single objective for the sprint. Then you have the what, those are the specific backlog items the team has pulled in. And finally, the how. That's the team's real-time, flexible plan to turn those items into a finished piece of work. So, we've got the master plan, and we've got the short-term plan. So what's the third and final artifact? Well, it's the whole point of doing all this work in the first place. It's the result, the increment. This is the actual, tangible thing the team produces. And here's the crucial part. An increment is not just a random pile of finished tasks. It's the sum of all the work that's truly done in this sprint added to the value of all the previous increments. And most importantly, it must be usable. The team has to deliver something of actual value that could, in theory, be shipped to customers right then and there. No, this brings up a huge, huge question. That little word, done, it can mean very different things to different people. A developer might think it's done when the code's written. A tester thinks it's done when the bugs are fixed. So how do you get everybody to agree on what done actually is? The answer is another key Scrum idea, the definition of done, or DOD. You can think of it as the team's quality contract. It's a formal, agreed-upon checklist that says exactly what complete means for this team and this product. It's a shared commitment that ensures when the team says something is done, it is really done. For example, a software team's definition of done might look something like this. Code has to be peer-reviewed. All the automated tests need to be passing. Docs are updated, and the product owner has to actually accept the feature. Nothing gets to be part of the increment unless it meets every single one of these criteria. So now let's zoom out and see how these three artifacts, the master plan, the sprint plan, and the final result, all work together in this continuous cycle. It's a beautiful, logical flow, really. It all starts with the product backlog, that big list of possibilities. The team pulls a small chunk of that into their sprint backlog. Then they work to turn it into a done, usable increment. And after that, the cycle just repeats, allowing the product to grow and improve, one valuable step at a time every single sprint. So, the real takeaway here isn't just a list of definitions. It's a completely different way of thinking about work itself. These artifacts are all designed to create clarity and alignment, which leaves us with one final thought to chew on. How could making your team's work this visible, this tangible, and this transparent completely change the way you all collaborate?